Hey, hey, welcome or welcome back. It is always good to see you today. I didn't have my camera set up, so I had to do that really quick. So I think that's going to have to, let's see. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. It is Saturday. I hope it's a little crooked. I hope you're all, I'm trying to get this in a different position so it's up a little bit higher so I have it sitting on something. It's a little lopsided. We'll deal with it. Hope you're all having a good day. Um, Hello, DV. Hello, Lizzie. Hello, Fiona's mom. I hope you're enjoying your new rhinestoning hobby. Um, oh, that is so crooked. And now you're looking at my chest. Um, will that work? I don't know. We'll go with this. You're a little lopsided, but we're gonna try to make it work. Maybe up a little bit. I am a professional. Um, I went to the farmer's market this morning. Got a few things, picked up a few things for our dear Stitch and Stream. I got when I was walking up to it rained all morning there and now it's not raining now that I'm home. Um Walking up to the farmer's market, I'm like, I need some sugar scrub. I'm gonna find a booth that has some sugar scrub and see if they have any. First booth I go to has sugar scrubs. So I got this coffee sugar scrub. It smells pretty good. I can't open it right now. And I was walking around, got a coffee, found a little crochet booth who had these adorable. This is a crocheted chicken nugget. It's a chicken nugget. Some of them had smiles. I wanted the grumpy one, so I got a grumpy chicken nugget. Oh, Amberlynn uploaded. We'll watch that today too. You want to try that jerky? Oh, uh the eggplant and the Brussels sprout jerky that I mentioned. You know what? When I go next weekend, I'll see if he has some. If you are comfortable giving me your address, I will ship you some. He does have a shop online as well. I'll post it in Discord if you want to look at his little shop. Um, he's a really sweet guy. He had a stroke several years ago, and he's gotten better. And he started making like vegetarian and vegan and healthy like soups and like jerkies and snacks and stuff. And he's just a really sweet guy. And every time I stop by his booth, he always has a little story to tell. And I grabbed a pack of this mushroom and wild rice soup, and he was telling me that the mushrooms he uses in that soup come from the mushrooms naturally company that I buy mushroom salt from. So he's super sweet, and I love that those two businesses, because their booths used to be by each other, but he got moved for some reason across to the other aisle. But yeah, he's just a super sweet guy. Yeah, but I'll send you some if you give me your address, Lizzie. Um, I still need to send It's Chris some chocolate chips. And I have a box to send to Heather. I need to find a box to put the stuff in to send to Heather. I just send people in Discord random things because I adore all of you. But yeah, so I have a little chicken nugget. But yeah, I haven't. This is my first time going to the farmers market this year. I really like my local farmers market. There's lots of local businesses, and then just some local people that like bake bread or make make crafts and things. There's like salsa. There's there's breads. There's snacks. There's always like four or five different booths of like food, like making tamales, making. There's a Thai food there today. I really wanted some Thai food, but I didn't get anything to eat. I did get a coffee. Hey, Mars, making dinner. I thrown together noodle soup. Nice. So, um, oh, I found this. I did a Aldi grocery order. If you're looking for like higher protein snacks, I found these at Aldi. Protein puffs. These are the jalapeno cheddar ones. They have regular cheddar ones too, but the entire bag, I've only eaten about three-fourths of it. The entire bag is 220 calories and 42 grams of protein for the entire bag. So if you eat half of it, of course, that'd be half. But these jalapeno cheddar ones have a little bit of a kick. So if you have an Aldi near you, you might want to pop in, see if they have these if you're looking for like a little cheese bally or like a chip kind of little snack that has high protein. But yeah, I really like my little farmer's market, and I like finding some little things to send to our Stitch and Stream to Heather. Fiona's mom says his stroke alone I'd want to buy. It's hard for people in the U.S. with catastrophic medical issues, past or current. Yeah, it took him a few years to recover. I forget his name, Chef something. But yeah, he's so sweet, and like I want to say 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago, my brother and I went to the farmer's market. My brother was in town for my birthday, and I wanted to go to the farmer's market, so we went and we stopped at his booth, and we each bought a couple of bags of his jerky. And my brother tried it, and he's like, "This is really good." He really liked. I think it was the Brussels sprout one. So if I know I'm going to be going down to see my brother the weekend before, I'll go to the market and stop at his booth and get my brother some jerky and and occasionally a pack of soup. But I went to the mushroom one because I got Heather some of the mushroom salts, and I told the guy there, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I have a friend online that I sent some of your salt to, and she really likes it, so I'm getting her some more salt. And he's like, oh, I love that, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, your guys' salt like the only salt that I use anymore, unless I'm baking and I need salt for like something I'm baking, then I'll use plain salt. But yeah, the mushroom salt, so good, and they all have websites too. So anyway, um, hey, Fiona's mom, we adore you, and I hope you're feeling okay. And I feel like I'm loud. I feel like I'm shouting at you all. Let me turn myself down a little bit. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. Post pictures in the hobbies channel of your rhinestone stuff. We'd love to see it. So I'm gonna get my little chicky nugget because he's so cute. He's just a grumpy little nugget. I saw it and I started laughing, and I'm like, I have to get this grumpy chicken nugget. It was $10, but totally worth it. He kind of looks like a kidney bean, but he's a chicken nugget. Um, so, but we have an Amberlynn video um today to get to. We have Amber's Let's Talk video. Hello, shut the front door. Good to see you. So we have, let's see. So this is her Let's Talk video from Thursday. So I don't think she is going to be taking a break after all. In her live on Tuesday night, she didn't seem too keen on it. You don't have to Venmo me anything. Um, I will post their website and you can let me know which salt you want. And they have a store front as well, so I can just go into their store anytime. It isn't very far from me, and just pick up some salts. They have 4 different kinds of mushroom salts. Um, so I'll post their link in Discord as well, along with the soup guy, and you can let me know what you want, and I will get it for you. No need to send me anything, but I don't think Amberlynn's going to be taking a break because she said that she was just feeling, I guess, some type of way when she was sick. So I don't think we're going to get a break. I think she's going to just power on through. So, but this is her Let's Talk video. Oh, I'm not the best, but I have no problem sending you all things. You're beginning, it's not so good. Oh, I'm sure it's fine, Fiona's mom. Yeah, you got to start somewhere, right? You got to start somewhere. But Amberlynn's Let's Talk video is titled, I Was Never Told to Go to the Doctor Using Scooters and the Craziest Story Time. Let's Talk, Episode 6. So, oh, thank you guys. You are the best. You all are the best. Coffee makes me poop. So that's what my mug says. So let's go ahead and get into it. We'll do a little volume check here for Miss Reed. Oh, if you do happen to be new here, I do speed Amberlynn up to 1.25 speed because she does speak a little too slowly for me. So she is sped up.
Hello, hello. Welcome to another Let's Talk video.
Right, how is her
So let's
volume
start
for
with sweet and
you?
sour. That's where I take the last Let's Talk from last week. I use a random comment generator. I choose the first comments I see of that.
All right. I think her volume should be okay for you guys, judging by my levels that I'm seeing here. So,
Hello, hello. Welcome to another Let's Talk
come on, little
video.
chicken nugget.
So let's start with sweet and sour. That's where I take the last Let's Talk from last
Oh, sweet and sour, don't look, chicken nugget. They use sweet and sour sauce on your kind. It's okay, don't look.
week. I use a random comment generator. I choose the first comments I see of that, and I give you guys a shout out pretty much. Cinnamoroll.cherry said, "Girl, it's not fat phobia if you're literally over 500 pounds." That genuinely
It's not, I don't know what that comment was in response to, but there is a difference between just simply stating a fact and fat phobia, right? Saying something like, if people are saying, "Oh, Amberlynn needs to go to the gym and this and this and this," if I say that's going to be hard because most gym equipment is not going to be rated for her size, that's not fat phobia. That's just stating a fact. But you know, uh, I don't know what that comment was in response to. Fiona's mom says, "I'm not mad at ALR if she has to use a scooter. Self-inflicted for sure, but she's disabled. I don't use a scooter, but I do have walking aids I use." Yeah, I mean, if she needs to go to the store, I mean, I see people that are bigger all the time using scooters, right? Hey, DV, oh, you have visitors. Well, I hope you have a good visit. If she has to use a scooter to do her shopping or whatever, more power to her. But whenever like Destiny would hop on one, if it was like 1 or 2 in the morning even, Destiny didn't need a scooter. She just wanted to ride around on it.
makes no sense. Lou Samina said, "I liked this so much. Love your confidence and positivity in this episode. Yes, always stand up for yourself, always use your voice, and don't let anyone trump on you." Seriously,
Don't let anyone trump on you. Do you mean like trample, step? Um, you know, Amberlynn should be confident. She should be positive about herself. She should be positive in her own life. And if somebody is being nasty and mean to her, I mean, she should stand up for herself. But there's a difference between standing up for herself and attacking others as well.
thank you so much for the positivity and a bunch of hearts to you as well. Lady Whistledown F1F said, "You use electronic carts and you know you do. And there's a 0% chance that you don't have diabetes." So, regarding the electric scooters, I will be talking more about that in Tier Tail. So, wait till the end for that. As for the diabetes, I'm not even pre diabetic. I have been checked multiple times over and over through the years. It's as shocking to me as it is for you. Trust me, if I had diabetes with the insurance that I have, I'd be able to take Ozempic for only $25 a month. Sadly, since I do not have diabetes, if I ever do
Sadly, since I don't have diabetes, I know she's saying that in reference to the cost, but no, there is no sadly, I don't have diabetes. It's good, I don't have diabetes.
want to take Ozempic and not the compounded stuff, it's like $1,200 a month.
Yeah, so everybody thinks just because you're overweight, you're diabetic. Not true. I actually just recently saw, I don't know if it was a YouTube short or a TikTok or an Instagram, whatever. I think it was on YouTube of this super thin girl. And she posted, she's like, I have I'm thin, I have the ideal body type, but I'm pre-diabetic because I don't have muscle mass to process the sugars. And a doctor was stitching it or reacting to it. And like Dr. Broy something for Foy, I don't know. But this doctor was like, she's right. And he showed a graph of people like muscle, like people that work out versus people that don't. And people that regularly work out never hit the threshold for, I think it's called insulin resistance. Um, and people that don't work out do hit that point sometimes. Um, so your body weight can be a factor, probably because the heavier you are, you're probably not going to be working out, and your muscles aren't going to be processing that sugar. But it's it's quite ignorant of people just to automatically think just because Amberlynn is overweight, she's diabetic, because that's just not the case. Um, Fiona's mom says my mom died from complications of diabetes that was tone deaf. Yeah, I agree. My ex-girlfriend from years ago, the one that I've mentioned before that wasn't that great, she was type 1 diabetic, and her kidneys, she had to have dialysis and she had like gastroparesis from the diabetes and all these things. And she ended up having a kidney transplant shortly after we broke up. And she also had uh, pancreas transplant as well. So they had to do it with the kidney transplant because your body can't, there's no way to know if your body's rejecting the pancreas. So they have to do it with another organ so that if your body starts rejecting the other organ, they know, hey, the pancreas is going to be rejected too. So she had a kidney and pancreas transplant. So she's no longer diabetic because she got a working pancreas. So they can do pancreas transplants, but they won't do them by themselves typically. There has to be another transplant organ involved with it so they can monitor to make sure your body isn't um, to make sure your body is not rejecting the pancreas. So your mom is type 2 and died from kidney failure. Yeah, it can. Yeah, like I just said, my ex-girlfriend, she would have died from it if she hadn't had a transplant. She was already doing dialysis. Um, people lose limbs. People have all kinds of issues from diabetes. So for Amberlynn to say, sadly, I don't have diabetes because now this medication is too expensive. Come on, that that wasn't okay. That that was just, yeah, completely tone deaf, like Fiona's mom said. To be like, oh, sadly, I have to pay more for this medication to try to lose weight because I can't do it on my own, because I won't listen to people, and I won't get a nutritionist or dietitian, and I won't get a doctor or a therapist to help me with the underlying mental health issues. So I'm going to get this Ozempic. I'm going to get this medication made for diabetes to lose weight. It, but oh, it's so much more expensive because I don't have diabetes. How sad. Come on now. That's not okay. And you would think while she was editing, she would have been like, wow, maybe I shouldn't have said it that way.
All right, so next is Sip and Community, and that is where I leave a little community tab post for you guys. So you can leave me questions, concerns, topics that you want me to talk about, etc., etc. Let's get into it. Why do you say that you refuse to film your worst days of eating and that you're accountable at the same time? Because obviously I'm ashamed and I know the backlash that I would receive. There are a lot of people online who do share their overeating problems or their binging or whatever it may be, and they get a lot of like positive comments and a lot of support. But when I do it, because I am my size, I get a lot of hate. But when you're thin and you suffer with those same exact things that I suffer with, you get support. It's actually really sad. And it's definitely triggering. So I just don't want to put myself in that position.
So I'll say, so Lizzie says also she's in a privileged place that she can afford to pay that. Yeah, absolutely. Um, she can pay the 1,200 a month because hey, if she's not ordering takeout every goddamn day, 2 and 3 times, then she can afford the Ozempic because she's able to afford it from her YouTube money. So for that, what was she just talking about? Oh my God. my mind just
that you're
completely.
accountable at the same time. Because obviously I'm ashamed
Oh, the food. Yeah, whenever she films herself doing her what I ate today's, she uses that as accountability. So we see good days of eating. We don't see the days where she eats 3,500 calories because she's not showing us, which is why I always say, hey, yeah, this day is good. The rest of the week, we don't know, but this day she's showing us she's doing really well. As far as like people shaming her, she's not alone. There's a guy on TikTok. He also has a YouTube. He's called The Plant Slant. His name is Liam. People will send him videos. So there are, it's, it's, it's so funny that you'll see a person in a bigger body posting a, what I ate today video, and their food will be absolutely fine. But because they're overweight, you'll see people like Reese Piece from my comments and chats coming in there saying, "Oh my God, you're eating so much food. You're such a glutton. You're so fat. Oh my God, eat less." And they're not even eating that much food. But if it were somebody that were in a thinner body or an average size body, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, slay queen. Yeah." But if you're bigger, people suddenly judge what you eat so much more. Amberlynn is not alone in this. It happens to, I'd say, every single creator, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, that's that's overweight, posting what they eat. Fiona's mom says, I'm skinny fat now, and people are on me worse about not eating than they ever were when I was heavy. Right, because whenever you were heavier, they're like, oh, you don't need to eat, you're fine. But if you're skinny, oh, you need to eat. So it's kind of the same thing. People judge what you eat, but because you're not eating enough, now that you're skinny, they're not really judging you for that. But whenever you were heavier, they were judging you for that if you weren't eating. But so they weren't saying anything because, like, oh, good, she's going to lose weight because people are assholes. So Amber isn't alone in that kind of feedback from people online. It happens to all creators that are overweight when they show what they're eating for the day. It's happened on my videos when I've posted what I ate today videos. I had some douche comment, try not eating for 3 days and you'll lose weight. Only eat one meal every 3 days. I'm like, dude, that's an eating disorder. I don't need some fucking gym bro trying to tell me to not eat for 3 fucking days.
shamed, and I know the backlash that I would receive. There are a lot of people online who do share their overeating problems or their binging or whatever it may be, and they get a lot of like positive comments and a lot of support. But when I do it, because I am my size, I get a lot of hate. But when you're thin and you suffer with those same exact things that I suffer with, you get support. It's actually really sad. And it's definitely triggering, so I just don't want to put myself in that position.
So as far as the binging, it's because Amberlynn would go back and forth on whether or not she has binge eating disorder. Oh, I have binge eating. Oh, I don't have binge eating. Which is it? But also with Amberlynn, it's because she would never get help for these things. The other people that post these things are typically in therapy for those things and are posting like the times they couldn't stop it and couldn't control it. But Amber Lynn would just use these diagnoses as excuses to binge, and we all knew it. Like it's like she's only binging because she has the binge eating disorder diagnosis, and she can use it as an excuse to binge. Now that she doesn't have that diagnosis anymore, oh look, she hasn't binged in like 2.5 or 3 years, as far as we know. So it's because of the circumstances and the way that it's approached. And if she's like, "Oh, I binge," but she's not doing anything to try to better the situation. That's the problem that I always have with Amberlynn is she says these things, "Oh, I have this, this, and this." And it's because of this, and they're excuses. And she's not working with mental health professionals or other professionals to fix it.
Did you say your therapist had suggested the BPD workbook? Yes, my EMD.
That was the first therapist. She has a different therapist now. So the new therapist, since that therapist didn't prescribe these workbooks, It's like, hey, maybe not. Let's do something else.
Our therapist actually suggested it, but my DBT therapist said that I should not be doing a workbook alongside the therapy that she's teaching because it would conflict with the therapy that she's doing. Why do you constantly go against the advice of professionals knowing it has gotten you absolutely nowhere? I think what's really frustrating is like I have seen all sorts of different professionals because of my weight and they all give contradicting advice. And I think it's because everyone is different and what works for someone else might not work for the second person in line. I think every advice that I have got is something that could work for somebody, but it is crazy how all professionals give different advice. A good example of that is like, because I do suffer with disordered eating, when I was going to an eating disorder outpatient program, they told me that the very thing that will make me continue overeating and having that disordered eating is counting calories. So they told me not to do it. They told me to give in to my cravings. And let's just say if I go see Dr. Now for an example, he would tell me to only eat 1,200 calories, which is like so disordered. He would be telling me not to eat carbs, etc., etc. But then say I go to a nutritionist, they'd be teaching me how to eat all the food groups, including carbs. Like it's just like a vicious circle of like all professionals are right. Like obviously they're professionals for a reason, but they all contradict each other and it's definitely confusing. Apparently
So for that, it's yeah, they're all going to have different opinions on things, and they're not going to know what you've tried before and what hasn't worked for you before. I would say 1,200 calories wouldn't be disordered eating, but I would say that's very restrictive. And when you're somebody that's Amberlynn size, typically when you restrict, not even being Amberlynn size, but just in general, if you restrict, you are going to end up binging on whatever you're restricting yourself from. It's just bound to happen for most people. Most dietitians, like my dietitian and dietitians that I've seen online, like Liam from the Plant Slant, they're about adding to your diet, not taking away. So if you want to have ramen. Oh, hello, Amberlynn. Amberlynn says, just hopping in because my dad has suffered so bad with diabetes my whole life. He recently lost his leg because, oh, geez. I'm sorry to hear that. Sadly wasn't, yeah, I know what the sadly was in reference to, and I mentioned that it was just very badly worded, which you just said. You worded it wrong, yeah. You absolutely worded that very poorly. So, so what my dietitian and other ones would recommend would be adding, right? So if you want to have ramen, you can have ramen, but what can you add to the ramen to make it healthier, more fulfilling, make it make it um more well-rounded? Like maybe maybe not use the seasoning pack that comes with the ramen because those are often um full of sodium. But if you're using momofuku noodles, those are usually really clean. So if you're making like a pack of ramen, what can you add to it? Throw in a protein. If you have some shredded chicken, throw some shredded chicken in. Throw in some frozen vegetables or heat up some frozen vegetables. Throw in some peas, some edamame, or if you have like a bag of like frozen like stir fry vegetables, heat those up in a skillet, throw your noodles in there and mix it up and maybe get 2 meals out of it. So what can you add to your diet to make it more fulfilling, to add nutrients, add protein, add fiber, add all these things instead of taking away? So look at ways that you can add and not remove, or what can you replace, right? So instead of maybe like using ground beef, because it's usually fattier, um, has more, yeah, more fat. Can you replace that with like ground turkey or ground chicken? Um, if you're making a soup or a stew or making something, can you throw some veggies in with it? Can you throw in some some frozen broccoli, some frozen peas, some peppers, some tomatoes? Can you what can you add instead of taking away? So a lot of these more extreme, like Dr. Now, he's doing it for a TV show, right? it's good television to put somebody that's 600 pounds on a 1200 calorie diet, right? That's just that's for reality TV, right? Their body is not going to respond well, right? It's 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 more about fixing your relationship with food. And somebody Amberlynn size probably doesn't have a very good relationship with food. So working with a dietitian and a mental health specialist that deals with eating disorders would help on rebuilding and having that healthy relationship with food, which doesn't involve restricting and removing entire macronutrients like carbohydrates. You need protein, fats, and carbs. Those are the three main macronutrients. You need those three things to function. Now, you can lessen those, but you still need them. People are like, oh, don't eat carbs. Carbs are evil. Now, you can lessen your carbs by quite a bit and do keto, right? But the thing is with keto, you're often going to increase the fat in your diet as well, which if you're like me and don't have a gallbladder, not a great idea. Or if you have gallbladder issues, having a really high fat diet, not the best option, right? But there are multiple things that you can do. Like if you like eggs, use like regular eggs, but then egg whites. Mix in some cottage cheese instead of regular cheese to get a little bit creamier to add a cheesy flavor. There's different things that you can do to replace things in your diet or to add to get those nutrients in. Anyway, moving on. 0 calorie noodles. I haven't seen those. They actually taste good in a sauce ramen. How do you make 0 calorie noodles? Are they made from zoodles? Hey, instead of spaghetti, get a spaghetti squash, get zoodles, and replace spaghetti. Or you can get different noodles made from different things. You can get noodles made from lentils, from chickpeas. There's a higher, I think it's Barilla, has protein pasta that has more protein added to it. So there's all of these different things that you can do to add to your to add in more nutrition instead of taking away. Hello, strawberries and cream.
Someone found out you can bring outside food to your fave bingo hall. What was the point of telling us no outside food allowed?
Wait a minute, what's that? Somebody said they found out that Who's who's stalking Amberlynn to know what bingo hall she goes to? Who's who's down in Oklahoma City stalking Miss Reed into the bingo hall?
Right. Like, obviously, they're professionals for a reason, but they all contradict each other, and it's definitely confusing. Apparently, someone found out you can bring outside food to your fave bingo hall. What was the point of telling us no outside food allowed? There's literally signs in every single bingo hall that we go to that say that you cannot bring food or drinks, outside food or drinks, into the bingo hall. Nobody does it because you are not allowed to. And I respect the bingo halls.
I respect the bingo halls. Maybe I need to make some respect the bingo halls merch. Oh, wait, how's that pronounced? Cognac? Konjac? Cognac? Noodles? Cognac's an alcohol. Cognac. So so again, people will make up random bullshit. We've seen people make up flyers about Twinkie missing, right? All these things. Um, so we have people, I don't know, maybe calling different bingo halls. I mean, I don't know how many bingo halls are in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City is a pretty good sized town, city. Um, who's who's calling bingo halls to try to be like, I'm gonna try to catch Amberlynn in this lie, and like calling bingo halls to see if you can bring in outside food and drink. Um, I can see the next video. Amberlynn's gonna be taking a picture of the signs in the bingo hall that say no outside food or drink. I'm sure people smuggle things in. Somebody's gonna smuggle in a bottle of water. Hey, Lizzie R. Good to see you, Lizzie R. Pond don't CDS. Foodie and Amber are addicts. What if they were doing alcohol? What if they were I almost said alcohol addicts. What if they were alcoholics? There we go. Then that would be a problem, right? Having a food addiction is also a problem. The problem comes in where you have to have food to survive, right? You can't just stop eating. Whereas you don't need alcohol to survive. So that's much easier to not do. Whereas Mother Sai, I don't know where my wife is. She is MIA. She's been very busy lately. So my wife is MIA. Uh, so that's where so pondont. That's where the problem comes in with food addiction. Is you really need to work with a therapist um to work on those addictions. Strawberries and Cream says Amberlynn is 100% gorgeous and she inspires me. Amberlynn is very pretty. I'm not sure about the inspiration, but if she inspires you, then that's wonderful. I'm 100% gorgeous. Now I know you're a troll. But, ooh, pierogies. The pierogies are delicious.
All right, you guys, so it is time for a interview. That is where you can go to my Instagram and you can interview me using your voice by just sending me a message with a voice memo. If you don't have the option to do so, just send me a microphone emoji and then I'll send you a smiley face emoji back and it'll give you the option to do so. Just remember, no matter when you have sent me that voice memo, you still have a chance of being chosen because I
You still have a chance. Get my little chicken nugget.
choose old and I
What should we name the chicken nugget? Nuggy? We need we need chicken nugget names. We need to name the chicken nugget. But YouTube rewards her addiction by allowing it to be monetized. How is she monetizing a food addiction? She's not doing mukbangs. So she's not doing mukbangs. Um so she's not monetizing a food addiction. Well, thank you, Strawberries and Cream. I look the same as I always do. Pierogies. Pierogies are little potato dumplings, and they're delicious. I believe they're Polish, I want to say. You can get like a bag of frozen pierogies at like the grocery store. Um, the nugget is from the farmer's market. There was a booth. There was a booth that had crocheted things, the different crocheted little animals and critters, and I couldn't resist the chicken nugget, and I got the grumpy one. Some of them had smiles, but I wanted the grumpy one, so I got the grumpy chicken nugget. It was so cute. It's so soft and cute. Learn how to make chicken nuggets, Stitch and Stream.
choose new. Let's get into it.
Hey Amber, I've been a fan for years, so thank you for this opportunity. I have a couple questions. The first one is, do you ever go back and look at your old footage and
She does.
like how does that feel, and what would you want to tell your old self if you could now? And then my other question.
Get a therapist.
I'll answer the first one first. Yes, I do sometimes go back and look at my old content. If I can go back in time, I would tell
No, Strawberries and Cream. No. It looks more like a kidney.
myself to do things differently in my personal life and here publicly. Weight related, I would tell myself lose weight, get healthier. Mental health related, I would be like
Barbecue Bill. Tindy Nugs, Golden Boy Barbecue Bill chickpea. Sigh! Finally, my wife makes an appearance, fashionably late. Hello, wifey. I hope you are doing well.
bro,
For people that are new here, we're not actually married.
like go to therapy sooner. You have BPD, get that under control. Relationship wise, I would stop wasting my time on people just so I didn't have to be alone, because back then I was scared to be alone. Financially, I would save money. Publicly, I wouldn't share certain things. I would keep some of the personal things that I have shared online, I would keep those private. And there's a lot of other things as well, but That's just a
Sure.
few.
And my other question is kind of looking more to the future. If you ever did get to your goal weight, what would be kind of the first thing you'd want to do? What's something that you haven't been able to do at your current self that you really, really want to? Thanks.
What would Amberlynn travel? I bet she would want to travel, like fly, maybe. My guess is going to be travel more.
You're welcome. Thank
Lizzie, they are in fact legally. Oh.
you as well. So I really don't know what my goal weight is per se, but there is like a certain feeling that is my goal that I'm striving for. And that feeling is just like better stamina and just lighter on my feet, just feeling better physically, mentally, internally, externally. And something I really want to do is like hop on a plane and go somewhere, like travel
Hey, Vegas. That's right. Oh wait, what Vegas? What's that, Lizzie? Are you saying that Cy and I are gonna get hitched by Elvis in Vegas? We're going to elope in Vegas.
somewhere like Las Vegas. Vegasland like needs to
Oh my God. Amberlynn can come to Hecticon next year. There's your goal, Amberlynn. You can meet us at Hecticon 2026 in Vegas. Vegas is pretty cool. Lots of walking. Pikmin249, she needs to just stop setting goals and just do it. Yeah. I think, whoa, stuttering there. I think setting short-term goals would give her something to strive for, because if Amberlynn doesn't have a goal or something in mind that she's aiming for, then I don't think she'll do it, right? So I think she needs to, but then bigger, loftier goals are overwhelming. So I think if she had smaller goals, like I want to lose 10 pounds, right? Or I think her goals, um, I think her goals of only ordering takeout this many times, only doing this so many times, those are manageable short-term goals, right? Goals need to be smart, right? I can't remember the acronym, but they have to be SMART goals. Um, the R is realistic, T is like time bound. Um, you had another blowout. Just Breezin has been making fun of your incontinence, so I thought, oh, uh, I'm sorry. Um, that sounds awful. Do you not like wear something to help prevent that, perhaps? That sounds so awful. Lizzie R, stop moving the goalpost. Who's moving what goalpost, Lizzie R? You're DJing the wedding. You binged on Sonic yesterday. Um, well, that sounds like your first issue. Sonic is pretty tasty. Yeah, thank you, Lizzie. Are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Yes. Yes, smart goals. Thank you. I wasn't going to look it up. You I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember what each one stood for. But I know they're smart goals. So Amberlynn having these little short term. This week I'm going to only order 3 times and that's it. Oh no, Sigh. They weren't talking they weren't talking about a tire, they were talking about their ass. Um, yeah, that sounds horrible. If you aren't trolling us, if you are trolling us, still that's a horrible thing to troll about. Um, but yeah, get those depends.
happen.
So this might be TMI, but I just clogged the toilet, right? And we have no plunger because we just moved.
What? What? Hold on. I need to I need to listen to that again. Mm. So strawberries and cream 10. You created this account today, so I'm going to assume that you're probably just trolling us because your account was created May 3rd, 2025. Although your name looks familiar, but so I'm going to assume that you're trolling us, but I've seen your name before. Pikmin249. Small goals, yes, I agree. Long term, like she sets a deadline and feelings of failure increase when she doesn't reach that goal. I feel like she learned that in therapy. Yeah, I mean, she can have a bigger goal in mind, but having something set up for like, I'm gonna lose 200 pounds seems insurmountable, right? It seems like a lot. So setting smaller short term goals for like a week or a month or just like, hey, 5 pounds, 7 pounds, 8 pounds, it makes it a lot more manageable. Kind of like the whole saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? I don't think it's Reese side because Reese doesn't capitalize that way when they type. I need to listen to this again though.
And the plungers, but
Like Las Vegas, Vegas Lynn, like needs to happen.
so this might be TMI, but I just clogged the toilet, right? And we have no plunger because we just moved.
I just clogged the toilet and we don't have a plunger because they just moved.
And the plunger is still at the old house because we haven't moved everything in yet. So I tried to use the hot water and dish soap method, and it just overflowed the toilet, and the toilet looks like a bathtub, and it did not work at all. And then I had to stress out about it, and then I used a toilet brush, and it worked within like 5 seconds. So I just wanted to ask, do you have any embarrassing toilet clogging stories like mine?
Wow.
What? What? Do you have any why are we asking Amberlynn if she has any embarrassing toilet clogging?
If you
Wow.
don't, that's okay.
I'm confused by the toilet looking like a bathtub because what bathtub is dirty like that? But no, I don't have any embarrassing clogging stories. Thank you for the story time. I'm glad you got it figured out and you gave my audience a suggestion. If you don't have a clogger or it's not working,
If you don't have a clogger, it's called a plunger.
use your toilet brush because it might work.
Hey girl, my question to you is if you could collab with any YouTuber of your choice, who would it be?
If you could collab with any YouTuber, who would it be? Don't make me time you out, young lady. This must be a poop fetish thing. Where's Sala at? Salah? Um, yeah, I can't imagine being there like, oh shit, my toilet's clogged, and just making a mess, trying to get it clogged, and then thinking to myself, I wonder if Amberlynn has ever clogged the toilet. I don't, I don't know. Oh,
I would definitely collab with someone
Yo Mama? Oh no, wait, Keemstar's been trying to get her on the lol cows. She should not do that.
from the locale universe. I have been
Don't do it. Don't do it.
kind of obsessed lately. I'm not gonna lie about it. I know Keemstar wants me on Locale Live.
Don't do it. They're just gonna make you feel like shit. I've never seen these things. I've only heard through the grapevine about this locale shit and I've never seen a single Keemstar video ever. So I'm only guessing on this, but I would not do it.
But then Becky wants me on Locale Queens. Roxy wants me on Locale Milkers. And I'm just like, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know where Strawberry Shortcake went. Maybe they went to go buy some Depends.
do. Can I just like be on all of them? I am kind of shy though. I know it doesn't seem
Mars is like, no, do it, Amber. Mars, don't encourage this behavior.
like it because I have a whole YouTube channel, but like I'm genuinely obsessed with that whole universe. Like it's just crazy. And I like how like they all like are cutthroat, but I think at the end of the day, they all just genuinely are like a niche.
Not Beck, somebody else, Lizzie R. Becky, somebody named Becky, a different YouTuber. I didn't know people discuss clogging stories. I didn't either, Fiona's mom.
Group of friends, and everything they're doing is definitely for entertainment. That's like the company. That's
Strawberries and cream was in the back. Do you have a clogging story for us? Amberlynn didn't. Mars, it would be good to read. Oh man, girl, I don't know if I could.
probably what Keemstar said to do. Like be as entertaining as possible. I don't take any of it like to heart or at heart. I feel like at the end of the day, they all have each other's backs, and it's just like hella entertaining to me.
My question to you, Amber, is how you still remain graceful in this situation, and as much as people dogpile on you, like how? I obviously sent you this question before, but I don't know if I would have the same outlook or response as a 33-year-old adult woman also struggling with BPD.
So I will say something.
I missed the last half of that, but how does Amberlynn stay graceful? I don't know if graceful is the word that I would use for that.
Sometimes I'm not as graceful. Sometimes I really can let my emotions get to me, but it makes sense. Like I have people messaging me all the time saying, how do you deal with the mob mentality? How do you deal?
Yeah, I mean, she does do a lot. She does deal with a lot of like trolls and people commenting all of these just really mean and nasty things, which is why Amberlynn shouldn't read the comments on her videos typically.
With people just, as you said, dogpiling on you for like no reason. Things are a bit extreme, and I don't know how I'm so graceful. I don't know how I handle it. I genuinely don't, and I say that every single time. I think sometimes it's easier.
By the way, her wings here are looking good. Got some good looking wings there. Very very sharp and pointy. She could cut a bitch with those wings.
To fight war with peace instead of destruction.
Fight war with peace instead of. Girl, you've clapped back at so many fucking people. I've clapped back at some like people trolling in my chat because they just irritate me. But girl, come on now.
Hey Amber, sorry for the delay. I was feeling really sick and I didn't have a voice for a while to send you a voice note.
Why are they apologizing for the delay? So sorry, I didn't ask this question earlier.
I just wanted to ask, why do you not take your estradiol anymore, your estrogen that you were prescribed after your hysterectomy? Why do you not take the medication that you were prescribed for your high blood pressure that you were diagnosed with?
Okay, so this is like really long. There's still a minute and 14 seconds left, and I'm gonna forget these questions.
So she doesn't take the estrogen because she wasn't supposed to be prescribed that apparently. Apparently after a hysterectomy, you aren't supposed to take estrogen, if I recall correctly, from what Amberlynn said. I haven't looked into this myself. Um she always scolds us. She does, Mars.
So I'm just going to answer them now. I was actually prescribed a low dose of high blood pressure medicine, I think back in 2019, and it was making me feel wonky. So I talked to my doctor about it. She took me off of it because like back then I didn't have high blood pressure. It was like very low key, like moderate high blood pressure. So she took me off.
So like pre-hypertension maybe. So maybe they were just trying to head it off and give her a very very low dose. Fake fan, fake hater. Amber has already, yeah, they're, I don't know.
Off of it, and then wanted to test and see if I had high blood pressure, like for real. So I had to take my blood pressure at home, had to like log it, and then I had to show her the log. I had to go in, she had to do it, and I didn't have high blood pressure, and she was like, you shouldn't be on this medicine. So I think when I get super anxious or I'm stressed, especially back in like 2019, if like I walked a lot, like back then my mobility was horrific. So even just walking the parking lot and then walking in the doctor's office, etc., etc., it definitely raised my blood pressure. And she said that's not enough to like keep me on the medicine. So that's why I don't take that. As for the estrogen, it was actually
Yeah, Fiona's mom. I think some cancers feed off estrogen. Yeah, I think so. And her cancer may have been one of those. She's gonna tell us here in a second. But yeah, for the high blood pressure, it's kind of funny. Like a lot of people feel anxious when they're going to the doctor. So then whenever you're there and they take your blood pressure, it might be a little elevated just because you're anxious from being at the doctor's office. But that can you can if you're just in pre-hypertension, you can reverse that very easily just through diet. So it sounds like maybe it was just a bad reading that day or something.
Actually prescribed to me falsely. I shouldn't have been taking it, and I was taking it for 2 years. I actually have all of this documented in videos.
Yeah, she's talked about this before, the estrogen stuff.
And I ended up going to an appointment to talk to my oncologist, being like, why was this prescribed to me? Like, I wasn't supposed to be taking this. And she was as shocked as I was, to be honest. But it turns out it was a new person at their job that prescribed it, and like no one caught on to it. But me taking that medicine due to the surgery, the cancer that I had, the grade, and the stage, it actually made it to where I could easily get cancer again because of that medicine. So I'm not supposed to be taking it at all. I'm actually, unfortunately, not supposed to be taking any estrogen, which is very unfortunate because I do miss it. I can definitely tell a big difference since I've been off of it.
Hmm. Fiona's mom says one of my BFFs is a breast cancer survivor. Hers fed off estrogen. Wow. Yeah, so they wouldn't prescribe her any estrogen then.
And why do you not take your Lamictal or any type of the mood stabilizers or antidepressants that you used to be on?
So I
Because she apparently does not have bipolar disorder. She has borderline personality disorder. Amberlynn took herself off of these medications several years ago without having a BPD diagnosis, which she probably shouldn't have done. Um, but here's the thing: a lot of the symptoms of BPD coincide with bipolar the disorder, which she was diagnosed with, I think, as a teenager, and it can kind of have some of the same, kinds of ups and downs that come with bipolar disorder, like a lot of her shopping, like the manic shopping, that can also be related to borderline personality disorder. So,
was on Lamictal for about 5 years, and I took it religiously for 4 years. And I don't know why, but the last year of me being on it, I would go like a week without taking it. So Lamictal, you are not supposed to do that because Lamictal is a very serious mood stabilizer. And at the time, I was happier. So I felt like I was happier without it. I felt like I didn't need it anymore. So I actually talked to my psychiatrist at the time and I said, I don't feel like I need this anymore. They asked why. I gave all my examples and they said, okay, let's tamper you off of it nice and slowly. I didn't do that, which is my fault. My bad. Don't follow my footsteps. I'm not perfect. I'm only human.
don't follow Amberlynn's footsteps for a lot of things. Sorry, I'm shedding. Got my hair everywhere.
But I did stop taking it and I felt fine. It wasn't until like a year later that I realized, oh damn, I'm kind of getting bad again. It took a lot for me to even start the Lamictal in general because I am fearful of medicine. So that fear made it easier for me not to go back on it.
In the same vein,
So, yeah, but with the borderline personality disorder, there's no medication for it because it's a personality disorder. It's not a mood disorder. So if Amberlynn doesn't have a mood disorder like depression or bipolar, or I mean, she has anxiety. She should probably be on some anxiety medication. Um, I think she probably has ADHD as well, but it takes a while to be able to get in for testing for that. But any of these types of medications, if you just take your yeah, Lizzie, I think she meant taper instead of tamper. Um, white coat syndrome. Yeah, I just let it go. Um, a lot of these medications that are mood stabilizers and things like that, they work better the longer you take them because they build up in your system and they work better. So if you miss a day here, miss a day there, it can really disrupt the medication and how it works. And if you just suddenly just stop and then try to start again or something, it can really mess with your hormones and mess with you.
also, why do you never take any type of vitamin or anything?
I do take vitamins. I actually take iron and a multivitamin.
I noticed that
I use gummy vitamins.
you have been mentioning that you have hair loss and
I
that
do.
kind of thing. And certain types of vitamins and supplements especially would really help with that, and so would taking your estrogen.
So yeah, she can't take the estrogen, so the hair loss is just going to kind of be there because of the hysterectomy and the early menopause. Um, she could take collagen, maybe take some collagen, but again, she's not on other medications that I think the collagen could possibly mess with. I know for me, with my levothyroxine that I take for my hypothyroidism, when I had my blood work done, not this last year, but the year before, I was mixing a collagen powder in with my coffee, and my numbers were for that appointment, my numbers were really weird. And my endocrinologist, Dr. Matthew, was like, "Are you taking anything with?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm doing, I'm taking a, multivitamin from, Care of, and and I'm mixing collagen." And he's like, "That's what it is." He's like, "Stop mixing the collagen in with your coffee." He's like, "Do about 10 days and then let's redo your blood work." He's like, "Because the collagen can mess with the T3 and T4 readings from my blood work." So I don't think Amberlynn is on any thyroid medication. I don't think she has a thyroid issue. But if she were, and if you are taking any thyroid medicine and you're using collagen, don't take it if before you're getting blood work done for about 10 days to 2 weeks so it doesn't mess with those readings.
I'm sadly not allowed to take estrogen. I've tried, I've talked to a few doctors about it, my oncologist, and I'm just not allowed to.
You definitely don't get the vitamins from.
Also, iron. Which is why, so for my thyroid medication, I don't eat anything for 30 minutes. Because dairy will mess with my thyroid medication and iron. So if you take an iron supplement or a multivitamin that has iron in it, don't take it within 30 minutes or maybe even an hour of taking your thyroid medication because it can bind with the levothyroxine or your thyroid medication and cause it to not work. So if you are if you end up on any thyroid medication, just 30 minutes after, don't ingest anything, any vitamins or anything, just to avoid maybe having those issues. Hair serums, yeah, she could. Castor oil and rosemary oil.
Diet, neither do I. I have to take a bunch of vitamins. And also, you don't take your estrogen anymore, so your body does not have enough to help maintain your hair. We need a lot of protein and estrogen to properly maintain hair follicles.
Girl, you're telling me things I know. I feel so sad about it. Trust me, my hair has turned to shit ever since my hysterectomy and me not having estrogen anymore.
And keep blood flow to the scalp and also to make keratin and stuff. So that was my question. Why do you not take any of the medications that you were prescribed to help with your conditions? And why do you never take any type of supplement or vitamin to help your body? Thanks.
Well, thank you for the questions. Hopefully I answered them thoroughly.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, Amberlynn probably isn't going to show us every day, "Here, I'm taking my vitamins." I mean,
All right, you guys, now it is time for tea or tail. It's where I take the rumors that I hear about me and I tell you if it's tea or I tell you if it's tail. So this is two of them, but it kind of goes hand in hand. Amberlynn rides scooters in the store, and Amberlynn doesn't even go grocery shopping.
we've seen her in the grocery store. We've seen her walking with a shopping cart in the grocery store.
So I don't feel like digging through my vlogs because I'm good, but I'm just going to show you like my most recent vlogs to show you that that's not true. So I'm about to show you a few clips from literally my most recent weekly vlogs. Keep in mind, all of these clips are from different weekly vlogs, so it's not all part of the same vlog. In one vlog here, you can see that I am walking towards the mochi. You can tell that I'm walking when I open the door. I show it to you, close the door, etc. So I highly
She just got off the scooter. She hopped off and went and got the mochi, then got back on her little scoot.
recommend these, my mochis, but there's usually more flavors. For some reason there's just strawberry, which that's my least favorite, so I'm not gonna get those, but they're delish. The next
They have a vanilla bean one that's pretty good, the My Mochis.
clip I'm gonna show you is me literally standing, and you can see me right in the beginning move the cart towards me. You cannot do that with a scooter, I can tell you that. I move the cart towards me, I'm putting my food on the belt, from my cart. Here is a time lapse, and here is some music to go with the time lapse. And then you'll see in another clip from another recent vlog, me literally with my cart, putting water in my cart, and then I show you my cart.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Amberlynn. Oh, it's the Bam Bam shirt.
It didn't fit down there, so I had to put it up here. And then the next clip, I'm literally walking down an aisle talking to you guys about a subscriber. Hello, jump scare. I'm at the grocery store and I just met the sweetest subscriber. She was so pretty with the cutest little piercings. So again,
Aww.
proving that I go grocery shopping weekly. I do not get my groceries delivered. I did get them delivered this last week because of cellulitis. And it's also
You think people asked about the scooter for one specific video and she didn't show that one? I don't recall seeing her with a scooter in any recent videos, Mars. So I'm, granted, maybe I just wasn't paying attention, but I don't recall seeing in any of the recent, like within the last couple of years, really, I don't recall seeing her using a scooter.
also showing that I do not use a scooter anymore. So I actually have not used a scooter in years, and it's something that I'm actually greatly proud of. I know that's a normal human thing, but I'm telling you, I use scooters even in my early 20s. It's a weird energy that people like actually want me to use scooters just so they have something to make fun of me about instead of just being like, wow, Amberlynn, like I'm glad you don't do that anymore. Next one is Amberlynn over explains herself.
What are you doing, Mommy?
Oh.
I thought I heard you come in our room just now.
When she is lying.
What are you doing, Mommy? That's not creepy as fuck. I think Amberlynn over-explains herself so that people won't say that she's lying, because if she leaves things vague, then people say she's lying. But then if she adds more details, people say that she's lying. It's really hard to tell when she's lying and when she's not sometimes, to be honest. It just looked like she was lower down, like the shelves looked higher than the other videos, but you don't see the scooter. It was just speculation. I mean, Amberlynn's short. um, maybe she was bent over on the cart. I don't know.
Lying. So I over-explain myself for several reasons, and lying is not one of them. I noticed that when I don't over-explain something, people have literally told me, like, Amberlynn, you're being too vague. That's how I know you're lying. Amberlynn, you're being too vague, and that's why everyone else fills in the blanks. But over-explaining actually comes from trauma. It is a trauma response. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of like the fight or flight. A lot of people forget about fawning.
Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn.
I am a fawner. I fawn a lot. It's genuinely a stress response, and as hard as it is to believe, I get stressed. I have a lot of anxiety when it comes to YouTube. And my lack of regulating my emotions causes the anxiety as well. It causes me to be extremely overwhelmed, and over explaining is actually a way that I cope. I don't just do this online. I also do this in my real life. I over explain, I repeat things. It could be seen as actually pretty annoying, but it's a coping mechanism. Last one, Beck.
A lot of people will do that. They'll put in too many details, go back and explain, do this, do this. It can get frustrating. You're like, just get to the fucking point.
Kept urging Amberlynn to go to the doctor for her constant bleeding. So this one's frustrating because no, they did not at all. During live stream era, they even admitted that they didn't. They admitted that they called me a hypochondriac all the time, and they even said that they were thinking I was being a hypochondriac about my bleeding.
It wasn't Beck's responsibility to tell Amberlynn to go to the doctor. It's Amberlynn's responsibility to go to the doctor. Now, as Amberlynn's partner, Beck probably would have, or could have been like, hey, yeah, this is kind of worrisome, to kind of give that feedback. But whenever Amberlynn goes to the doctor for a hangnail or like any little thing, the brow says, but part of her response to stress for her is lying, though. It can be. I think it depends on what it is. But as far as this doctor, I mean, if you are bleeding nonstop for months on end, that is concerning. It is up to you to be like, something is wrong. And if the doctors in the ER keep saying that it's a UTI, but what they're giving you isn't working, then you need to seek out different professionals. It's not Beck's responsibility to be like, I think you should go to the doctor.
They admitted this, but for some reason, with the recent things that have happened, they rewrit the narrative
Rewrit?
for the newer audience that never sat through live stream era to make it seem like they cared and they urged me to go to the doctor when that never happened. The night that I finally was rushed to the ER, I actually had to beg Beck to take me, and they also admitted to that during live stream era.
So I don't remember some of the live stream videos. I can't confirm this, but it's I understand having like medical anxiety or like anxiety about going to the doctor, but sometimes you just need to put on your big girl panties and suck it up and make the appointment and go, right? If you know or feel that something is wrong, it's better to go have it checked than anything. Better to have it checked than to not. So if all of these, I mean, granted, if the ER doctors are like it's a UTI, it's a UTI, it's a UTI, seek out another opinion. Go to the gyno. Go and make that appointment. It isn't your partner's responsibility to do this. They can be a support and be like, hey, yeah, like if you bounce it off of them, like, hey, what do you think? What would you do? What do you think? Then they can be there to support you and offer support. Um, Having to beg Beck to take her to the ER, I don't know. Um, but it wasn't Beck's responsibility. And Beck had a lot going on during this time as well with their own like kidney issues, their mom dying basically. There was a lot emotionally and mentally going on in Beck's life. Um so I don't know. I mean, but at 100% your health is your responsibility and it's up to you to seek out the medical advice and professionals to help you with that. It's nobody else's responsibility. It's 100% Amber's responsibility to be like, hey, this doesn't feel right. I don't think this is a UTI. I need to get a third, fourth, fifth opinion. Oh, it's a bad
All right, you guys, it
choices.
is time for bad choices. That is where I take 5 of these guys and I answer them just fast, like light speed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Would you drink a cup of human blood for $5,000? That would never happen. Absolutely not. Have you ever been cut off at a bar? No, because it's
She doesn't go to bars that often.
never gotten to that point. If you were a therapist, would you sleep with your patients?
What?
No, that is like the craziest question I've ever heard. Have you ever FaceTimed
Listen, unless you're in the Lucifer TV show, you're not going to do that.
someone naked? Yes, obviously.
Oh my God. Of course she has.
Have you ever puked and rallied? I don't really know what that
I don't know what that means. Does that mean if you're like drunk and then you puke and then you're like, hey, yeah, I'm back? Is that what that means?
means. Does that mean like you drank and then you puked and then you just kept going? One time or maybe twice.
That's my assumption for what that is. Maybe I'm just not familiar with that term.
One time was with Destiny and Dana, and it was literally the most embarrassing thing ever, but they both took care of me, and I thought it was the sweetest thing. Like, Dana was like holding my hair back. It was genuinely so sweet. It was like a bonding experience. We were both drunk. We're like crying to each other. We're like, oh my God, we could have been best friends. It was like a whole moment. Anyways, I'm gonna go.
Gotta love the drunk bonding with the woman that your girlfriend cheated on you with and left you for.
I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
What goes?
Oh, no, pause. That's what it means, Lizzie. All right, thank you. Yeah, I wasn't sure on that either. So, what did we have?
Hello. Welcome to
Shh, not yet, Amberlynn. Not yet. All right. Okay, she is sped up. All right. So, yeah, I yapped a lot during that one. I said everything we needed to say, but we do have her video that she just uploaded today. Bum bum bum, fresh off the presses. You stopped being a messy drunk at 22. It's too embarrassing. Girl, when I was in South Korea, we were all a little messy drunk, and there are pictures on Facebook to commemorate those messy drunk times in South Korea. I was in my late 20s. Why did Amber go with Destiny when Destiny went to the gyno but never went for herself? Um, I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer that. I'm not Amber. If you're still here, Amberlynn, and you want to answer that, go ahead. All right, so we have Amberlynn's video from just like an hour ago, titled "This is the Scary and Alarming Truth." Dot 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 dot. What I ate today, episode 6. That's quite the it's uh quite the shift there. Um oh, you know what? I need to get my old chronometer. Gotta get the chronometer. Boop boop boo boop boop boo. Where is my browser chronometer? All right, we're gonna move this to tomorrow because I've already put food in for today. And we can see what Amberlynn is eating. All right, so if you're just now popping in, I do speed Amberlynn up to 1.25 speed because she does speak a little too slowly for me. So let's get into it.
Hello, welcome to a new What I Ate Today video. So as you guys know, last week's What I Ate Today video
Did you have any chicken nuggets? Did you have any chicken nuggets, Amber? Look at this chicken nugget. Look at this chicken nugget.
was a flop. I was very disconnected with it.
I think, yeah, so the week before she wasn't feeling great because of her cellulitis. I mean, so it's understandable she wasn't eating very well because when you're sick and you're not feeling good, you kind of just want comfort food, and you're probably not going to feel like cooking when you don't feel good. I know whenever I'm sick or I have a horrible headache or I don't feel good, I will oftentimes order something for delivery because I just don't feel like fixing anything.
On top of having cellulitis and just going through a lot of different things. This week, I'm also disconnected from this What I Ate Today video, so just a warning, but today is Thursday, and I film my What I Ate Today videos every single Thursday, so that's just how it's gonna be. Not every time someone goes to work are they connected to it. Sometimes you go to work and you just aren't feeling, up to par. You aren't feeling the greatest. So
Every goddamn day. The thing is, with her YouTube and like recording, she's recording her life. So is she feeling disconnected from her life or just like from just the talking to a camera part? I mean, I sign into work, I do my job. Some days I'm just like, but I still got to get shit done because people need their documentation. Got to get my shit done.
I actually already had my first meal, so I'm just gonna show you my leftovers because, like I said, I have a bad habit of wasting food, and it's not too bad. So I got Cracker Barrel, I got meatloaf.
Your first meal is meatloaf from Cracker Barrel? Oh my god. That's gonna be heavy in the tum-tum.
I'm sorry, this is not appetizing at all, but I forgot that today was Thursday. I literally thought today was Wednesday, but after
I barely know what day it is.
I was done eating, I was like, fuck, today's Thursday. So I got meatloaf, hash browns, mashed potatoes, but
Okay. Oh, that's a lot of taters. Now, potatoes are a satiating food. Cracker Barrel. Meatloaf. I do like Cracker Barrel's meatloaf. I will sometimes, if I'm traveling for work and I pass a Cracker Barrel, I'll sometimes stop in and get meatloaf. Boop, boop, boo. We're gonna make this breakfast, which just feels wrong to me, but we're gonna do it. Why are you? We're gonna drag you down to breakfast, and then Cracker Barrel. Did you have any biscuits, Amberlynn? Countryside mashed potatoes, 1 serving, and they're so the hash browns, man, Cracker Barrel hash brown casserole is the shit. So fucking good. So I don't know what kind of hash browns those were. Can we see any remnants?
I got Cracker Barrel. I got meatloaf. I'm sorry, this is not appetizing at all, but I forgot that today was Thursday. I literally thought today was Wednesday. But after I was done eating, I was like, fuck, today's Thursday. So I got meatloaf, hash browns, mashed potatoes.
So the mashed potatoes look like loaded mashed potatoes. It looks like I see some cheese and maybe some bacon or something. So I don't see just plain hash browns here for Cracker Barrel. So we are going to put in, you know what, we're going to make it the bacon and egg. No, we're going to do the hash brown casserole. It'll be close enough. It'll be fine. It's fine. For the mashed potatoes, those looked like a loaded mashed potato. Cracker Barrel mashed taters. I like Cracker Barrel. Like they have a lot. Well, I like. Man, I don't see anything that's like a loaded. So we're just gonna say the mashed potatoes. So we're looking at 860. She didn't eat all of it. I don't care. I don't care. Um, I might adjust the amount of meatloaf later, but right now. Mashed potato thing first thing. Well, I mean, people have like country potatoes and hash browns. It's just a potato in a different form. People will make they'll use like leftover mashed potatoes to make mashed potato pancakes. It's pretty tasty. Yeah, it's a lot of carbs for the first meal, which is fine because she should be using those carbs throughout the day. Um, and but the potatoes on the satiety scale are the highest food. So so potatoes should keep her feeling fuller.
But I'm done with this. I'm not going to eat any more of it. And I also got green beans.
What's wrong with
Oh, let's not finish our vegetable.
these burger buns? They taste perfectly
What is wrong with these burger buns? Hey, these brioche buns from Imperfect Foods are pretty good. I've had them before.
delicious, but due to a production mishap, their bottoms are slightly curved instead of flat. Traditional grocery
Oh
stores wouldn't
no!
sell these imperfect brioche
How dare we have a concave?
Which I love.
How dare we have a concave bun? All right, we need to add in green beans. Green beans. Country green beans. Their turnip greens are pretty tasty. Got double taters and green beans.
Love a green bean.
Oh,
And I got their dumplings. So I literally.
holy shit! How much are we having from Cracker Barrel? Fucking A, girl! And we're having the dumplings? Countryside dumplings. And they are dumplings. There's no G on the end. It's dumplings. Holy fuck. Alright. Sigh. There's nothing concave about your butt. No, Sigh, you are correct. My bun is very much convex. Very much. Mars, a concave bun equals me looking in the mirror at my booty. Oh, wifey. All right, so this meal, she didn't eat all the meatloaf. Yeah, don't care. We're looking at 1150. So these are my goals, not Amberlynn's, of course. 1150 for this one meal. 48 protein, 102 carbs, 63 fat. Um, the rest, yeah, it's a lot of fat for the day, a lot of sodium, of course. Now, Amberlynn does try to eat around 2600 as kind of her lower limit that she's aiming for.
It only came with 2 dumplings, but it was a perfect amount for me.
It only came, oh, there's only 2 dumplings. There's only 2 dumplings. I'm so sad.
Because that was a lot of food. And then for later tonight as a snack.
Okay, we're gonna add this to the snack. Cracker Barrel chocolate chip. Do they not have a chocolate chip cookie? I don't have a chocolate chip cookie in the menu. Cracker Barrel chocolate chip cookie. Enjoy 5 delicious home-style chocolate chip cookies as the perfect dessert to your meal. Oh, they don't have them at my store. Well, that makes me sad. Let's see. Do we have nutrition information? Because it's not showing up in my chronometer. All right. We are going to look for cookie. Do we have cookies? We don't have cookies. You know what? I'm just going to find a generic chocolate chip cookie. Chocolate chip cookie. We're going to say it's homemade. And we're going to add this to the snack. I'm coming up with 72.5 inch, 2 1/4 inch. Yeah. Looks like maybe it's 3 inches. But 76 calories for one chocolate chip cookie that's homemade. If we do bakery, it's 79. We'll do that one. All right. That's not bad for a single chocolate chip cookie. I don't think it's correct, but we're going to give benefit of the doubt.
Which I won't be filming when I actually eat this, but I'm just letting you know that I also got a chocolate chip cookie from Cracker Barrel, which I will be eating tonight. Have any of you noticed that Cracker Barrel?
I wish my Cracker Barrel had chocolate chip cookies. Cracker Barrel is kind of homophobic. I've heard they've changed in recent years. Their store, though, if you walk into like the store area before the restaurant area, they have some pretty interesting things there for sale. They also have a lot of like old timey candy.
Very much tastes like hospital food. Like, I'm just saying, it's not.
It's not. I they don't they a lot of older people eat at Cracker Barrel. So kind of like with buffets, I believe the reason Amberlynn might think that is because they don't season the food a lot. It might seem kind of blander because a lot of older people do eat there, right? Um, they don't want to over season, over salt, over pepper things. So then you have salt and pepper on your table that you can use. So that could be why Amberlynn thinks it tastes like hospital food. It's just good old Southern food.
Not the greatest. It's given hospital food. Last time I had Cracker Barrel was literally years ago, but
I mean, plus it's meatloaf. What the fuck are you gonna do with meatloaf? It's a loaf of meat with ketchup on top. You have to have mashed potatoes with meatloaf to make it edible. I don't make it at home, but yeah. Yeah, Mars, I assume it's gonna be more, but she didn't finish the meatloaf. I'll give her 79 calories for a chocolate chip cookie.
will say the dumplings are delish.
The dumplings at Cracker Barrel are good. The hash brown casserole is fucking delicious. Biscuits and gravy, pretty good too.
All right, you guys. So today's What I Ate Today video has been canceled. It's gone. Goodbye, bye. As you can see, I did start the video and I still showed you guys that clip. But truth be told, I was literally just trying to act like I was okay. I was trying to act like, all right, girl, you got this. It's your work day. Like, you have to film this. But reality is, like, I actually don't. So I do want to talk a little bit more, like, about how I'm feeling. I'm gonna be honest, right now I feel very vulnerable and it's hard for me because I know there are so many
Sigh, I love meatloaf.
eyes watching me that are connected to hearts that don't see me in a sympathetic way. They don't see me eyes feeling.
The singer Meatloaf.
I'm gonna be honest, right now I feel very vulnerable and it's hard for me because I know there are so many eyes watching me that are connected to hearts that don't see me in a sympathetic way. They don't see me in a light that comes
My eyes aren't connected to my heart, but we'll go with it.
from gentleness. They just see me.
They don't see me in a with gentleness.
In a biased light. They see me in a way where they've chosen to see me and nothing's ever going to change that. But instead of caring about those people and continuing to wear the mask that I started this video wearing, I'm taking off my mask and I'm filming this video and talking about my feelings and thoughts for the people who do see me in a gentle way, for the people who are gentle about my struggles and my disordered eating. Truth is, I don't have a good relationship with food right now, and
no, you don't, which is why you need to get with a mental health specialist that deals with eating disorders and a dietitian that deals with eating disorders, because you can't do it on your own, girly pop.
Obviously, like, that's noticeable. I'm over 500 pounds. There's a lot of people walking this earth who are at a healthy weight and they also have a bad relationship with food and they have disordered eating and you can't see that. But with me, I walk outside and you automatically know, like, that's a big bitch. She
That's a big bitch.
has an unhealthy.
They don't see with soft and gentle eyes. Isn't that a toilet paper? Soft and gentle? Maybe I'm confusing it with a different.
Relationship with food, and some days are a lot better and some days are pretty awful. It's not just like what I'm eating, how much I'm eating, but it also correlates with the way I view food, which in return the way I view myself as well. There have been recent times where it has been better, but today is not that day, and I don't want to film a whole video dedicated to food. That's how I feel now in this moment. That doesn't mean that I'm always going to feel that way. On days where I feel like my relationship with food is worse, I don't want to monetize that. And I used to, like, in the past, especially in 2019, even in days prior to that and days after that. But like right now, I don't want to do that to myself. It doesn't make me feel good.
I would say that's maybe a little bit of growth on her part to recognize today I'm not feeling great about food. This isn't a good relationship. I'm not going to put that on the internet, but I'll talk about it. So for her to be able to recognize that she's having these issues, but it's like, what are you doing about it? I don't know if her DBT therapist can help with this aspect, or if she's going to have to get another therapist or even just a dietitian that can help with this. I don't know if dietitians necessarily have like mental health training, but they do have some that specialize in eating disorders that would go along those lines. So I think she needs to get a dietitian that specializes in eating disorders because she obviously has one. Whether it's food addiction or binge eating, I don't know. I don't give a fuck. They can figure it out. She obviously has an issue, right?
And I want to do things that make me feel good. I'm working really hard. Like,
Put those spoons in the right baskets. You should put some of those spoons towards losing weight.
behind the scenes, I'm just being better. There's so many I's I gotta dot and T's I gotta cross, and it feels really fucking overwhelming. But monetizing food on a day where my relationship with food is really, really low, that's not where I'm at right now.
It's Pod's biggest sale in
It's Pods. I'm feeling really low. Hey, it's Pods. Biggest sale in history.
Save up
Not now, ads. Not now.
to 30% on moving and storage until May 19th. And see
tomorrow, I might change my mind, but that's how I feel now. So in my weigh-in video, I talked to you guys about how I'm interested in going on another GLP-1, and I said how my goal is to like do more research on that and like see how I'm feeling about it, because it is a big decision. And I saw how like a lot of people were like, wow, that's our goal. Like, yeah, it is a goal to like make the right decision for me, because I am thinking about going on a GLP-1 that I've never been on before. And that's a big decision, and it makes me nervous.
So I wonder if she's thinking about like Monjaro or Wegovy. I don't think those are considered GLP-1s because it's a different active ingredient. That they could be, but maybe she's considering one of those.
It makes me anxious. It's a big decision. I mean, I shouldn't have to really explain myself, but I think not doing it and not letting it like kickstart my weight loss is a bad idea. I feel like it's an irresponsible idea. And the weight loss injection that I'm choosing is very expensive, and I am so grateful for my members. That is where that money is going to be going now. Like, if it wasn't for you guys, like I genuinely would not be able to start this medicine. It's literally like another month's rent that I will be having to.
It's freaking expensive, which is why so many people can't afford it, which is why you had all these celebrities going on Ozempic and making a shortage for people that actually needed it for diabetes. I think, let's see, Lizzie says, does she need to keep GLP-1 hopping? Just stick with one. Yeah, I guess, you know, the Ozempic was working back in what was it? 2021 when she was with Wifey. Was it 2022? The GLP-1, 2021, I think. No, 2020. I don't know. A few years ago, the Ozempic was working, but then it was gallbladder issues. The doctor's like, "Hey, you're getting some sludge in the gallbladder. This is all alleged. Um, I'm gonna take you off of this." So then she started doing the med spa last year, and then this other one. So she's tried 3 different semaglutides. Now, the ones she's tried more recently were compounded and weren't FDA approved and were mixed with other things. So maybe those weren't working as well for her. Now, there's different ways these can work in your body, and sometimes it takes a little bit for them to kick in. So hopefully she's consulting with her doctor, with her medical professionals, and is working on these. My endocrinologist last year even offered, he was like, hey, if you want to try Wegovy or something, he's like, I'll prescribe it for you. My endocrinologist, because he knows I'm trying to lose weight, and I have been ever since I've been seeing him since 2013, and I've not been successful. So he's like, hey, if you want to try this, I'll prescribe it for you. Um, so I was like, no, I'm gonna work on it, and he's like, all right. Um, Lizzie says, like you said, it might stall for a while, but then it will start working again. Yeah, exactly, Lizzie R. She never, or Lizzie R, Lizzie, she never gives things the time. She wants that immediate thing, and if it stops working, oh, we're done. You know.
To pay every single month. But with the memberships, it's going to help me a lot. So I just want to say I'm very grateful. Like, I'm in a spot where like I'm desperate. I'm a desperado. I'm not gonna lie. And I
It's not what that means.
hate showing the side to me because like I feel embarrassed and I feel ashamed. But I really do feel extremely emotional about my weight. And
I don't think she should feel ashamed for needing external help. I just don't know if she's getting the right external help.
my health, because it's like
We've been telling her for years she hasn't been able to do this on her own. She's proven that. That's why I got a fucking dietitian a year and a half ago, because I couldn't do it on my own. And I realized I needed some help to get better with like a better relationship with food and to learn more.
yeah, I don't have like huge health problems. Like, yes, I'm getting over cellulitis, which is pretty scary and it can be dire, but it's like I don't have heart problems or like lung problems. I don't have diabetes, and it's things I'm grateful for. But like those things can happen instantly, especially for someone my size. And lately I've just been thinking more about it. I don't know like what has caused this like anxiety inside of me about my weight, but I think it's something that like I've needed to feel.
I think this is my opinion and speculation is that she has seen a lot of different like body positive, fat positive influencers die recently. And then I've mentioned my half sister that passed away when she was about Amberlynn's age, and she was as big, if not bigger than Amberlynn. I think she's just starting to feel her mortality more. She's 34. She's going to be 35 this year in December. Um, whenever my sister passed away in December of 2023, it made me start to feel my mortality a bit more. Like shit, I'm 45, or at the time I was 44. I'm like, it's not good. My sister was getting ready to turn 54. That's young, so seeing people close to you pass away, it just makes you feel your mortality more and kind of worry. Speaking of which, today's the anniversary of my mom passing. So streaming and then working will be a good distraction from it being the anniversary of my mom passing away 14 years ago. But it's so I think she's just starting to see these things and just feeling that shit, I need to make some changes before something bad happens. Yeah, I agree, Mars. Mars, if you're just listening and not watching, Mars says, yeah, it's not shameful to get help. It's investing in yourself. Get the professional help until you're able to take what you've learned and be able to do it for yourself. Yeah, 100%. Never feel ashamed for asking for help or needing help with something. It takes strength sometimes to reach out and ask for help, depending on what it is. And for Amberlynn to finally be like, I can't do this on my own. Hopefully, she's come to that realization and is going to reach out and get. It's thundering here. Hopefully, she's going to reach out and get that help that she needs.
For so long, and I never did. I've had so many people constantly ask me, like, Amberlynn, why aren't you scared? Like, if I was your size, I'd be anxious every single day. And, like, I felt fleeting feelings of being scared, but I've never had, like, true, like, anxiety about my size until.
Well, when you're in your 20s, you feel invincible, right? I mean, you're young, you're like, I'm fine. But she's getting into her mid 30s. She's in her mid 30s. She's starting to feel it.
Now, and I don't really know what's causing it. Maybe age. Like, I'm 34. I'm gonna be 35 this year. Holy fuck, 35.
Oh my God, you're so old. I remember 35 10 years ago. I'll be 46 this year. Ah, those were the days back in the mid 30s.
It was crazy. I have put in a request to see a provider. So that is now going through the system. And the next step, I'm just waiting for them to see, like, because I had to answer all these questions, waiting for them to see, like, am I approved for the next step? Which the next step would be seeing the provider, making the appointment, and then choosing what weight loss injection I want to be on. And on top of that, which I'm not going to make any promises to myself or to you guys, but I am thinking about seeing a dietitian, which I've seen.
Hallelujah. Lulia. Yeah, I would recommend the site Use Nourish. That's the website, usenourish.com. That's where my dietitian is from. But you can get one locally there. Mine is online. She's licensed in Missouri and Illinois. So if I travel outside of those states on the days of our appointments, I can't see her because I have to be in the state. Um, but and my dietitian is wonderful. We talk about all sorts of things. We talk about Amberlynn. We talk about random yard things. But yeah, she's wonderful, and I've learned so much from her. Um, so whether it's Use Nourish or some other facility, maybe locally there with her, where they can still do maybe telemeetings or like video chats.
Multiple dietitians. I know exactly what they're going to tell me. Like I
Do ya? Because your dietitian when you were a teenager was insane, telling you to pour salt on shit.
said, I know all the tools, I know all the knowledge, I know the information.
If you did, you would have used it by now.
I just never put them into place. The GLP-1 is going to be a great tool. And even though I'm going to have the tools, I know the knowledge, it would be really nice to see a dietitian who specializes.
I don't think she has as much knowledge as she thinks she does. Just from what I've seen.
In disordered eating. Just
absolutely, you need somebody that specializes in eating disorders and can help you get your metabolism back on track, get your eat where you're not subtracting from it, where you're adding from it. So I think from the time that Amberlynn has had dietitians before, I don't think we've learned a lot more. People have come a long ways about how people mentally respond to things, how our bodies respond to food, how people behave and how these things work. Things are being learned every single day through research and all these things. Um, so I think getting a dietitian that is maybe a bit younger, maybe has gone through the education more recently, has kept their certifications up, would be good. If my dietitian was registered in Oklahoma, I'd be like, get my dietitian, she's fabulous. But it might be a conflict of interest because she and I have talked about Amberlynn.
To have that like extra support, because I don't want to be on GLP-1s forever. I don't even want to be on it for that long. I just really wanted to like kickstart my weight loss.
So here's the thing though, I've seen some studies from people that were on like Ozempic where when they stopped it, they gained all the weight back because they didn't do the work to fix the mental aspect. And that's why Amberlynn needs to see specialists that deal with these things. Because like I mentioned before, whenever she did the semaglutide a few months ago, if that semaglutide is the only tool in her toolbox, if that tool breaks, she has no other tools to fall back on. So she needs to have an arsenal of tools and get the mental aspect under control before she can rely on herself instead of the medication.
Because I am in this weird cycle where I'll lose 7 pounds, gain it back, lose 7 pounds, gain it back. And I want to be out of it, and I just feel swollen.
I feel but you got to do the work.
I feel horrible. I feel horrific. And I'm really just over it. This has been something that I have been fighting with my whole life, and it's just exhausting. I don't really know what else to say. I just wanted to be open about where I'm at and what I'm feeling, and I'm not feeling the great.
Mars says, I think she underestimated how long it takes to change lifelong habits. Absolutely, Mars. I mean, which is why people want her to overhaul her diet overnight. And if she had been making these small changes over the last 10 years, yeah, she could have done it by now, but she hasn't been. And now it's to the point where she does need to start making changes, but they have to be sustainable. She can't go on crash diets and then stop them because then she gains it all back. So she has to start making changes to her habits, making changes to her overall eating. And then once that gets into place, then maybe when she starts losing more weight and loses more and more weight, she can kind of add a few more things back in that she used to have instead of swapping out or like changing it to something different, right? And like I've said before, there's so many recipes and things out there that she could try and learn and make. Like there's recipes to make like high protein. Like I found a recipe last night that I might try to make this weekend. It's like a high protein, low calorie like brownie. Doesn't use flour, doesn't use eggs. And it looks delicious. And I have all the ingredients to make it. Um, so she can find these things and she can maybe, like I've said before, like a bazillion times, have Mama Lynn come over, cook together, share the food, share the baked goods, whatever, because Mama Lynn's trying to lose weight too, right? Find these recipes, find these things that look good, look enjoyable, make these swaps, learn these things that you can change, and move on from there.
Greatest. I'm not. Like, I see myself going down a path that is very destructive. You guys think that I'm on a destructive path already? I agree, but there's an even more destructive path that I'm trying not to turn down. It's like a fork in a road, and I'm choosing to like turn down a path that I normally wouldn't. I'm rambling at this point, so I'm just gonna shut up.
Step
I'm
on a
gonna stop
cat's
wasting
tail.
y'all's time, and I'm gonna go. I will see you guys in my weekly vlog, which is not gonna be the greatest. I'm still trying to recover from cellulitis, and I have been low, mentally low for sure. I think doing more of like the DBT stuff has definitely put me in a low, and I heard that was gonna happen, and it's definitely happening. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
All right, yeah, she needs to work on making these changes to her lifestyle just in general, and work on the food relationship and learn how to fix these things. And I think getting professionals will help with that, which we've been saying for years. She needs a team of people because she's proven time and time again that she just cannot do this on her own. So hopefully she's finally going to try to do that, right? So the only meal that we saw for that day was the Cracker Barrel, and it was like 1,150 calories or so, about 1,200, we'll say, for that single meal. So we'll see, folks. We'll see what comes of it. We'll see if she starts working with professionals to try to get these things under control, to work on making positive changes and habits. Because apparently she's really feeling that mortality uh, lately. And who knows, maybe hitting those mid 30s. Maybe she's having an early midlife crisis, which is what I should be having. I need to go find me a girlfriend that's like 24, right? Isn't that what happens whenever you hit a midlife crisis? Let me go buy a sports car and get a young girlfriend, right? Um, hitting that midlife crisis. And instead, what I do is I buy chicken nuggets. I buy crocheted chicken nuggets. But let's hope she's able to take this moment and take care of it. Um, 40 is around the corner for her. Yeah, 40 is a big corner, let me tell you. I've been around that corner for a bit. I can't believe I'm in my mid 40s. I can't believe it because mentally I still feel, like 12. Like, I I still feel young mentally. My body feels like I'm 80. Um, but yeah, it's hopefully going to kick her into gear, right? Mars says, get with it and stick with it. Lizzie says, off topic, but I'm making frozen bananas with peanut butter covered in dark chocolate. Ooh, that sounds yummy. It sounds pretty tasty. Not gonna lie, Lizzie, that sounds pretty damn tasty. I love peanut butter, banana, and chocolate. Mm, I just love peanut butter. But um yeah, we'll see. We'll see what comes of it. We'll see if she makes these changes. Oh, also, I was gonna say, I think quitting smoking the Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, whichever one she is smoking. She said that she found one that doesn't give her the munchies, but I was reading up on these recently, and they're all different types of THC found in the marijuana plant. And each one of the different types of THC have different effects. So maybe one of those has a lower effect on like munchies or something, but I still think the self-medicating with the Delta 8, 9, or 10, I think that could be something that she might want to look into not doing any longer. But yeah, hopefully the therapy works. Hopefully she gets a dietitian. Hopefully she fixes all these things. And I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I hope Lizzie enjoys those chocolate peanut butter covered bananas. I'm so jealous. My stomach just growled. I didn't really have breakfast. I had a Build Bar, and then I had a bowl of soup and a roll for lunch. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. I think we're going to get a storm here in my neck of the woods. I need to sign in and do work. Oh, it's almost 2 p.m. I need to do lots of work. Maybe tonight I will play this new game I started last night called Wildflowers. It's pretty fun so far, so feel free to join me for that if you would like. Um, but yeah, thank you so much for spending a little bit of your day with me. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful weekend. And until next time, be safe and take care.